Hi. It's been a long time since I've made a video, especially one using my webcam. So how's everyone doing? I also haven't streamed in a really long time, so this might be a little awkward. Anyway, it's been a long time since I've looked at Reddit, particularly the most popular things on Reddit. I think the last time I did this, I did it with the most popular ones of all time, and this was like 2 months ago. I think it was 2 months ago. But I decided to do the top in the past month, so we get some more recent stuff this time. And I just realized that my webcam's in the wrong place for this, so hold on a second. Alright, that is much better. So I'm gonna go backwards, I think, but I want to do the top 15, but there is one thing that I want to touch on before we do that, and that is number 18. So Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo are going to require games to disclose the odds of loot boxes or lock boxes in Neverwinter's case. And since Neverwinter exists on Xbox and PS4, we are going to have to see exactly what the odds are on these lock boxes, which Reiner already makes videos on this, so it's not going to be a surprise to those people, but the majority of people who play Neverwinter don't watch these things, so it might come as a surprise how uncommon it is to get something legendary, but maybe not, I don't know. So let me know what you think about this in the comments. Do you think that Cryptic are going to increase the odds of lockboxes? Do you think they're going to try to fabricate it in some way or falsify it for just Xbox and PS4 and leave PC odds alone? What do you think's going to happen? Honestly, I'm not really sure what's going to happen, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, back to number 15, because we're going backwards from 15 to 1. And this number 15 is Thoughts on the Lionheart set. Now, this is actually not the most updated... This is not the most updated version of these weapons. This was increased to 10% bonus damage and 10% damage... reduction? I can't speak. It's been a long time since I've recorded a video and I've forgotten how to use my words. So apparently before... Okay, so it used to be just the damage. Okay, never mind. Anyway, that's what they all look like if you didn't know. I like that there's a hammer. But that's the Paladin one. Still not a fan of the Cleric's one, to be honest. Alright, so that was number 15. Number 14 is a mount collection. I always love seeing people's mount collections. Look at that. Who is this loony? I don't know who that is, but that is a lot of mounts. Let's look at all of these mounts. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 7 times 18 plus 4. Hold on. That's 130! 130 mounts. I don't see any, very few white quality mounts. I think there's a few more than that he could probably get for pretty cheap and really amp up that collection, but dude, that's a lot of mounts. For me, when it comes to mounts, I like to not have them all on one character because I did that at first for my first character when I played my rogue. And then I stopped playing my rogue, so then all the mounts are just sitting on there not being used, and so they're just sitting there, and it makes me sad. My lion collection is on there. This is why I wish all mounts were account bound, but I guess I can see why they're not. Alright, so number 13. What is this? Legacy Campaign, Curse of Icewind Dale Heroics. What's this? Oh, frequency of epic heroic encounters in Icewind Pass and Dwarven Valley. We've all been standing out here since Tuesday. The porta-johns are full, the coolers are empty. Please help. That sucks. I can't say I've really done much of the legacy campaigns, even though I said I was going to, but they didn't add Acquisitions Incorporated. So, I think I'm just never gonna unlock the bank heist. Alright, hopefully something more interesting. This says heals on it. Oh, this is one of Jan's pages. I got asked about heals, so a page about heals was born. Bottom line, do not push crit up at the expense of power. Alright, let's see, Jan, what do you got? It's been a while since I've looked at your website. Simple heals, some complicated form- oh, that says single. Okay, I was gonna make a joke about how it is definitely not simple, but that says single. Okay, so that is some complicated formula because I'm really bad at math. And some more complicated formulas. Math stuff is too complicated to me. But basically, she's saying that you should not sacrifice crit. Or, I mean, you should not sacrifice power at the expense of crit. But having extra crit also helps, is what I'm getting from this. I'll put the link to this in the description if you guys want to read about it, since I know that's something that people were pretty concerned about when it came to the recent update with critical strike being more effective for healing. Yeah, that's words. Okay, next up, number 11, something pretty interesting. The community in this game is amazing. I'm still a relatively new player, and earlier this week I asked in the chat a question about a quest for upgrading the workshop and then another about an LGBT guild. Two separate guys messaged me. One guy essentially gave me everything I needed for the quest, then proceeded to roll with me on a few dungeons just to help me out. Then another separate guy invited me to the guild I was looking for, gave me 40 gold and some really nice enchantments. Both of these guys just told me to pay it forward. There are some awesome people in this game, and I love it. Aw, that's really sweet. There are nice people in this game, guys, believe it or not. But as this person in the comments pointed out, you will have some players that give you a lot of help and others that don't. The problem we have is because the game is free, there are a lot of players that come into the game and we put time and energy into making it welcome for them just to quit a week or so later. This is something that you see a lot in guilds. The game also went through a major change, so if you're happy about the change, you're going to tell people good things about the game. If you didn't like the changes, well, this is when people are more vocal and willing to tell players about how they were treated and all the bad things that they don't like about the game. That's pretty accurate, yeah. It can also be pretty toxic. Hey, I think this guy's in my guild. Well, we learned something today, guys. Good people do exist. Okay, this is an Xbox post at number 10. Are there any other mounts that transform your character like the Mist form and the Swarm? The Butterfly Swarm. The mount that I can't get because it binds on pickup. And I am extremely salty about that, if you can't tell. I wanted all three of them, but I can't get it unless I buy the pack, and I'm not gonna do that just for a mount. I'm upset. Cryptic, please. I will give away 500 gold for one. Just please, help a girl out. Alright. Waiting for the Saha match queue to pop up be like... Sleeping on a barrel. Hey, it's Makos. I can agree with that simply because I don't really know anyone that actually queues for Saha after the first initial quest that you have to do at the beginning of the event, so that you can craft the Saha balls or whatever. Do people actually queue for Saha? Like, collect all the moves and actually play it properly? Huh. Okay. Alright, next up we've got 3 guides. So, first up we've got the Summer Festival guide written by a community coordinator. And I'm not gonna watch the video, but it's a lot of words. Too bad it's over now. I probably could have shared this with people back when the Summer Festival was actually happening and been actually helpful. Now we've got the Tiamat guide at number 7. So, in case you didn't know, Tiamat has been updated relatively recently, and it's now a 10-person queue instead of 25. You only have to defend 2 of the... are they clerics? 2 of the clerics. Linu has her center one completely under control because she's such a badass. And, other than that, it's basically the same. There's a bug in my water. Get out! Oh, okay, so they are called clerics. Good to know. Yeah, okay. Basically the same, but also different. And now we have a Lair of the Mad Mage guide. And that's actually not that long. It's basically just the 3 bosses, which makes sense. That's basically what people have the most difficulty with. So there's a comment in this Lair of the Mad Mage guide that says, "Can you do one for Castle Ravenloft next?" And he says, "I can do one right here. Castle Ravenloft. Right-click your portrait, click Abandon Instance. Play another character until the lever penalty expires. While waiting, question the life decisions that led you to queuing for Random Advanced Queue. If you really need the rough ID, just run 3 1-Rune Master Expeditions will be more consistently rewarding for the time invested." I mean, Castle Ravenloft is awful for random queue. Every time I get it, usually everyone just stands around the campfire and stares at each other until somebody gives up and leaves, and then everyone else can leave with no penalty. But on the event that we actually do attempt it, it takes forever, and then we usually have people who don't know how to use the sword, and then we get to the final boss and then just wipe repeatedly. Yeah, that's my experience. Okay. Next up we have Insignias. Insignia related. I need an insignia bag or something, or maybe an intervention. I mean, that is a lot of insignias. But most of them are green, so I would say you don't have a real problem, because the green ones are extremely common, and so are the blue ones really, but mostly the green ones extremely common, and you can just pick them up and end up with a bunch in your inventory on accident, so I don't think you have a problem. I don't think you need an intervention. This has been my professional, obviously I'm a doctor, opinion on your insignia diagnosis. You are not... No. Okay. Right, so we've got 4 left. Tried copying the attack wing drow ranger's look for my HR. Oh, so is this one of those minifigures from an actual game? I was thinking it looked like Driz, but I didn't want to sound like an idiot. That's pretty close. Very close, actually. I'm kind of impressed. This kind of gear actually exists in the game. Mostly. It's pretty close. I'm impressed. So this happened. And this is going to be somebody getting a legendary mount. Uh-huh. This person got a legendary mount, War Triceratops with 50,000 hit points. Pretty decent. Are people saying congrats? Congrats. Congrats on the 10 trade bars. Yeah, that's the obviously the most valuable thing that he got here. Gotta say, I mean, the mount's just a bonus. It's really the 10 trade bars that you really gotta be worried about, because you can buy a whole 1 die in Mod 17 with that. And that unlocks the die forever on your character. The mount is also unlocked forever, but that's besides the point. 2 more. All we get for this one is Lowell. So, oh, this thing, I've seen this thing like 90 million times. Probably only like 27 times to be exact, but all the reasons why I haven't healed you. I think this applies more to FPS games, like I play Paladins a lot, and I think this applies way more than in Neverwinter, but I guess it still kind of applies in Neverwinter too. Alright, the top post in the past month is supposedly wholesome. After I bought a new Xbox and I dusted off my old TV, my girlfriend and I are playing Neverwinter together. Alright, it's wholesome. I approve already. But what I don't approve of, it looks like that this game is not full screen, but I think it might actually be, because he did say it was an old TV, so maybe it is full screen now that I'm looking closer. Okay, I'll allow it. And with that, we end on something wholesome. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at the top things on Reddit Neverwinter related in the past month. Alright, I'm kind of curious to know what this says, to be honest. Mod 17, the good and the bad. Alright, that's too many words for me. Sorry, Adinos. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you enjoyed. Best outro ever. Okay, bye!